Hello, and welcome to What Holiday Would You Go On If It Was Going to Cost You £5,000 extra? I'm Tom Elwes. I'm joined today, as ever, by my co host, Mr. Ali Woods.
Hello, Tom. Hello, listeners. How are we doing? Are we doing okay? I hope we're all doing well. Tom, I just think I've never had an invite for a holiday from you. People who have listened to this podcast will know that he's been on many lads' holidays, always coming back from somewhere. Mate, just went Portugal with the boys, was really fun. Like, what a laugh. Oh yeah, just Ibiza, like got tickets,
Yeah,
lol. And
yeah.
yet, where's my invite? This is my
I think I,
question.
I,
And the
I
question on
think
the
the
listeners' lips as well.
where's the invite? I think the big issue here is, and the key phrase here is lads holiday. Like, had it been sort of like
Excuse me?
agricultural sightseers holiday, bring your encyclopedia. Yeah, of course you would have been invited. Of course, number one on the list. You know, I trust you, Ali, to produce some very extensive holiday itineraries. That is the kind of guy you're going to be on holiday.
But the itinerary makes sure you have fun. That's what it's there
Yeah,
for. I don't
yeah.
get why you're saying that's anti having a laugh because that actually
Mm,
ensures that
yeah,
makes it sure that you'll have a laugh if you have an
yeah,
itinerary. So
yeah.
I don't
Minute by
understand why.
minute, every single day. Yeah.
I'm a lad. I'm the biggest lad there is. I often get told off by women, which is no surprise, that
Yeah.
I play down my laddiness in an effort to be less of a lad, but secretly I'm a huge lad. So
Oh, okay.
how do I get it from both ends? I get called not a lad, get called too much of a lad. I'm just trying to be me, guys. Just trying to
Yeah.
be,
Just
and no
just
one
like
likes
old
that.
Ali would. You
That's
know?
not good
Yeah.
for anyone.
So what would
But
you
yeah,
like
I
to
could be there.
change?
I could be there with you guys. Going, getting all your Fred Perry on. Yeah, you splash of the Dolce Gabbana.
Pack a Rabanne, mate. Pack a
Pack a
Rabanne.
Rabanne, sort of loose silver bracelet.
Yeah.
Sort of quite thin jeans. Well, it's always thin jeans
Blinging
for you,
watch.
but
Blinging watch.
bling and watch with some nice, yeah, sort of Lacoste trainers. And then just getting out to the strip. I'll be there, mate. We like getting the apple sours in. I'll be there.
Honestly.
Don't worry about me, mate. I'll be. So you don't have an itinerary. You just, oh, we'll just like roll out of bed and then like maybe go get somewhere to like get some breakfast and then I don't know, see if we can be bothered to go into town, but probably just like relax at the pool, the beaches. This is so your holiday, isn't it? And then like probably like when we feel up for it, start to get on the beers again.
Yeah. Honestly, that's not far off. I can only hope and one day that I will go on a holiday with you, which will be, I'm sure, what's it, like a museum in the
You
morning,
can go to a museum.
winery, art gallery. It's
It's history.
cut the sun out of it because we won't be needing that, and just keep going. Just go from one.
It's not. You're not making the most of it. You don't wake up at 7:30. I think you just got to get
Yeah,
up and once you're out the door, that's fine. Then you're on.
yeah.
Also,
It's
because
called a
what?
holiday.
Yeah,
Day
yeah,
being the apt
exactly.
phrase. I'm not
Yeah,
here for the night. I'm here for the day. That's
you've got also for me as well that I've got to skip the 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. window of sun.
mm,
So
yeah.
that's why I need to get a lot of travel in the morning, and then
Mm,
find somewhere to be in shade for 4 hours, and then I can just
yeah.
go back out there.
Can't come back out. Okay, it makes sense. It makes sense.
I
Well,
remember.
maybe when we do go on the AIDIF lads holiday, we'll be able to combine the activities of my holidays and your holidays an ultimate combination.
We'll just go out at night, but we'll go to the museum.
Yeah.
Legends, legends. I was able to go on holiday last year in the window that you could. I
Yeah.
talked about it on here. Going to Santorini, it was lovely.
Mm.
But I wouldn't pay £5 for it.
No, that is the issue, ladies and gentlemen. You now from Monday, it is going to cost you £5,000 to go abroad. Um, is there a holiday that would be worth 5 grand? Is that? Can you think of something?
Disney World, it's pretty good when I was younger. I don't know if
Yeah,
I want to go
Disney.
now.
Yeah, I'm right now. Just.
I can't think of. I'm not. I'm not a big. I'm not saying I'm not a fan of holidays. I'm not. I'm not. I've
I
not
just
gone
love
away.
England, and everything I want is here.
I don't get.
So
I
why would I
don't
ever
get
go
whatever
abroad?
the price. They pay me £5. I wouldn't go to any of these foreign places. You know what I mean?
No,
Fucking too hot.
I think
I
not.
can't do
Yeah,
anything. No one speaks the language. You get out there. You're trying to get an egg
yeah.
and chips, and they don't even know what you're
Food's
talking
weird.
about.
All the food is weird. I won't be having
Exactly.
it. I won't be
Well,
having it.
why would I go there for the smelly foods and for that weird sort of insects and that, when I can go get all the boys down to Bournemouth, down to Portsmouth, Blackpool, Scarborough. There's so many places. Blackpool, whatever. You go to these places, you have a laugh, mate. The girls are better.
Girls better. You know, just recognisable change. Pizza Express is everywhere.
You know what I mean? You go and you know you're going to enjoy it. You know you're going to enjoy it because there is a Nando's, and that is going to be enjoyable. Whereas you go to these places, you don't know what you're going to get.
Obviously, before everything happened, I did go Spain a bit, but you know, and for a while I thought, oh, this might be all right, but I'm not so sure anymore. You know,
it didn't feel like Spain. That was a thing. It was it was catered for English people. You know what I mean? It was catered for us. Yeah. Now you go to these places, they're all mouthing off. They're all like, oh, you voted this way. I don't care, mate. Don't fucking care, son.
Yeah. So, it's not why I give a shit. So, well, it's going to be interesting. You know, it's going to be interesting summer. You know,
what would you do?
British seaside towns are back, and I can't wait.
What would you do if they were like, Tom Elwes, we want you to come to Ibiza. It's going to be all expenses paid when you're there. And
paying me out with five G's.
But you've got to pay the $5,000 to get here. And they'll be like, mate, it'd be so sick. We've got like a phone party. What do you like? Phone party. Yeah. We've got UV night. Comfort party.
Got full moon party. Got
sick DJ sets. Yeah, Tiesto. Yeah. Danger Mouse is going to be there. It's going to be lit.
It's going to be lit.
Relax.
Well, you know, as of right now, friend of the show, Andre de Freitas, is currently on his way to Dubai, taking what should be my slots on the Dubai tour.
Yeah. Is it actually?
Yeah. Our friend of the show, Andre de Freitas, who lives in Portugal, who is allowed to travel. Is off.
Hey, Tom, can I get you got a Dubai spot that's not going to be used anymore. Can I use it?
Can I have your Dubai spot? Yeah. So he did. He's off.
Good for him.
So there we go.
I hope he does well. Man, I bombed so hard the first time. They didn't like anything. I mean, dude, it was so awesome. We got up there, and like, I know it's like supposed to be like a dry country, but there was so much beer.
Yeah. I went to Ferrari World. It was, to be honest, I'm just jealous because they were all the things I was planning on doing. Ferrari World and the water park. That was it. They were my two things on my list.
Dune buggy? You go for a dune buggy, wouldn't you?
Yeah, a bit of a camel ride, you know. I'll get involved.
Yeah. Hungover camel ride.
Very cultural.
Hungover. Elwes of Arabia.
Yeah, Elwes of Arabia. Go Dubai, right? And then like just gotta go that restaurant in the tower that's well tall. You know that tower that's well tall there.
Oh, the big one.
Yeah, it's huge. You can't miss it.
What would you do if your partner, the wonderful Mrs. Elwes, maybe one day, if she was like, no one who's ever, no one who wants to have sex with us listens to this.
Yeah.
Oh, her friends do. Oh, hello, nice to speak to you. I look forward to double dating at some point, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Tom, Ali seems nice. He's not, okay? He's not.
He's a dickhead. Yeah.
Don't do it.
The loser.
And he'll just take the piss out of me all night. So I don't want to hang out like that. That's not a relaxing night. And I would, but if she was like, you know, the missus, the missus was like, Tom, I need a holiday. You got to stump up, mate. 2.5 G each. Let's do it. We need to go.
No, $5,000 a piece, mate. It's not. I looked into it. Can't be, you know.
Shit. So if she's like $5,000 each.
Yeah.
If she's like, this is a make or break for me. I need a holiday.
I mean, I'd look at her and be like, all right. Let's sell the dog because that's what we're gonna have to do. You know?
You've not even got this dog yet, and you're already like, let's sell
Ali,
the dog.
We put down the deposit, haven't we? And let me tell you, okay? Let me tell you why not cheap. Dogs. There you go.
You guys look like you had a brilliant time in Mykonos. How did you afford this? We got rid of the pooch.
Oh, flog the dog, mate. Don't need it.
The dog. That could be a game show we host. Flog the dog.
Flog the dog.
You got big financial decisions. Sell your dog to a much better owner.
Yeah. Best bit is she didn't know I'd flogged the dog until we got back. So had a great holiday.
Oh, you got a holiday, didn't you? So what do you want?
All right. You said you want to go to Dubai. There you go.
Yeah. Oh, mate. I don't know who would do that. I suppose maybe there are people in this world who probably £5,000 means nothing to them, and if they want to go on holiday, fair fucks, go for it, enjoy yourself.
There are people in this world who are probably factoring in an extra 30 grand on their summer holidays for fines. Some billionaires out there are just like, well, it's going to be a pretty bloody expensive summer.
I don't know if I told you about this. I don't know about, stop me if I have told you about this on the podcast, but a friend of a friend, right? She is an influencer thing, and
Right.
she genuinely has been living the same life for the last year. Like no changes, just going abroad, going wherever she wants. For New Year's, she went to a flat party in Hampstead with 100 people with bottle service.
I'm going to say she sounds like top 5 worst people in the world. Just straight out there.
She fucking doesn't give a single shit. But there are people who are like this. They are just doing that sort of stuff.
Well, money doesn't really mean, once you get to a certain point of cashola, like the people with more successful podcasts than us. Shout out Chris Ramsey and his 700,000 listeners a week.
But they're not quality. He has the quantity. We have the quality. Everyone who listens to this is peng and a good person. That is just the rule. I don't make them up.
Yeah.
So they're pure pengness, right? So but Chris Ramsey's probably got all sorts of weirdos.
Shout out our listeners all in Broadmoor prison. We love you guys.
They put this in Pentonville. They put it on at lunch, and they're like, "Haven't we suffered enough?"
On the murder wing. Yeah, we're huge, good people. All of you, every single one. We love you.
Do you ever wonder though, man? Imagine if we got a big group of lads came up to us and be like, "Bloody love the All I Do Is Fail podcast, lads. Really fun." And we're like, "Oh, cheers." We try.
Maybe that's our niche.
And then they're like, "Yeah, mate, we have it on in the meetings." And we're like, "What meetings are these? The fucking Britain First. Fucking get them out. You know what I mean? All that. And they're all skinheads, and they're all like, "Yeah, but you guys are fucking legends. What would you do? What would you do?
I would go, lads. Keep subscribing to Patreon. We'll keep up the good work. I'm not an idiot. I think maybe that could be a niche. If we could be the only podcast available in a prison, then that's it. We've got no choice.
Yeah, they can't stop listening. It's going to be on.
Which is pay off some guards to play it into their cells at night, every night.
I feel sorry for them. I'd feel bad. I feel sorry for them. I feel sorry for the people in the murder wing. That's how bad it would be.
People with their smuggled in phones with just like severe hatred on their Instagrams. I think this is severe. I'm going to kill you.
Yeah, exactly. How long would that initiative have to last before we immediately blow up in our inboxes? I'm coming for you. I'm going to kill you. You fucking ruined my life. I don't care how long it takes. I'll do 2 life sentences and I'll still survive and come out and just you both. And then we'll try and make it into content. We'll try and get him on the podcast. Like, so why do you want to kill us, man? Like, what's the fail there?
We'll call it like the live murder episode, killing them live.
The challenge. Do we get murdered? And like the thumbnail was like, strangled.
Early 2000s TV special, just like, oh.
Yeah. That'd be great. That'd be actually, if anyone wants to do that, if anyone does have genuine murderous intentions of us, be probably better if it was more Tom than me, but let me know, and then I will get you on the pod and we'll sort of discuss it and we'll do a live thing about it and we'll get up on YouTube, so that is a guarantee, so let me know.
The murder pod, it's going to be okay, we've got legs there. Okay, talking about Britain First stuff, so every well, it's not really Britain First, but every government building now has to fly the Union Jack. So there we go, guys. All government buildings.
Long overdue.
Yeah, I know.
Well, so this is the interesting thing, right? Is like I grew up like you did in the English educational system. Now, for you, it was a lot more sort of like hand painting and singing, but for me, it was like more sort of history and subjects like that. And so,
we actually learned a lot of history. I actually know all the back catalogue of Ravi Shankar's work. So
I bet you do. I bet you do. This is what's happening at your school. You're like, oh my God, I've got a double of Tai Chi. Oh, so fucking stressful.
I'm not even winding you up. Genuinely did Tai Chi every Thursday for a term, and also had Ravi Shankar's prodigy come and play for us in assembly.
Good for you. So that was what was going on at your school. Well, I was doing history and stuff, and you just get taught about the British Empire and how successful we were and how brilliant it was. The Industrial Revolution, went to all these places, colonized the world, but it was colonizing in a fun way. It was imperialism. It was like, brilliant, what a cracking job we're all doing. Like, everyone wants to speak English, don't they? That is great.
Yeah.
That's how you brought up. And then in the last few years, I have just been listening, learning more, reading different stuff, talking to different people
Yeah.
who have
Yeah.
given me a very different story about how
Yeah.
that all went down.
She's actually thinking, ladies and gentlemen, about not going on his marches anymore. I feel like you're being talked out of it.
It's getting to summer, so I probably can't anyway. But
yeah.
too much.
Obviously, I'll just go for a few, but that's mainly for the cans. But whatever.
You're like that dude who pissed on the statue who had 17 pints before he came to defend the statues the night before. Had no idea what he was doing there. That's gonna be.
I actually defend better. My prime time for defending statues is sort of like 12 to 17 pints. That's just like the window.
Where I sort of don't feel it when I get hit, but I'm quite still like mobile.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I'm not a monster. Any more than that 20 pints, can't defend shit, mate. Anything less, I need a bit of Dutch courage. So that's my window.
You just get that video of me going viral. The BBC News just pissing on like a statue of Winston Churchill. Be like, "Am I a lad now, Tom? Is this for us? Lad for you?" I told you I was a lad.
All I do is fail. I do is fail.
And then they will release the murder wing on us. So. But then you talk to other people and you think, well, look, maybe places like India weren't too chuffed about us coming round and doing all sorts of stuff. Maybe Ireland weren't bloody loving that we sort of divided up the country and all that sort of stuff.
Ridiculous, won't hear it, but go on.
Now I think ungrateful. Firstly,
yeah, swear.
Easy to get a job now if you speak English. So India, mate,
guns your head.
You know what I mean? Go on now. But you think, well, am I as sort of proud of the legacy and heritage of this country, the whole rule Britannia, all sort of thing, as much as I was? But so there's not really, and also just the way this country's been for the last sort of 5 years doesn't make me particularly proud of it. But then again, I'm not offended.
Pride in your country. It's just about what.
Flags, like people getting offended by having flags on Parliament building. Like, it's very standard for a country, isn't it, to have a flag on a Parliament building?
Yeah, people should be. I feel like there's a lot of sort of wokey crybabiness about this. Like, it's such a classic issue of just like you can take from this whatever you want it to mean, and like people are getting angry because they're taking offense to something that means something completely different to someone else, but they're opting to be pissed off one way or the other, kind of thing. Fundamentally, I don't think most people give a shit or would even notice. Like, with a lot of this stuff, I feel like if they just did it, no one would notice. Like, I just think no one gives a fuck. Like,
I'm always
literally not one person would be like, "Well, I bloody noticed flags on government buildings now," and like most people would be like, "Well, didn't they have that already?" I don't understand.
But you know what this is though? This is all PR, bro. So this is all PR. That is a strategy for the government to take heat off coronavirus and handle it.
Yeah, I can imagine it.
And there's constantly creating this culture wars dialogue so that they can talk more about that. The discussion becomes more about that rather than the coronavirus. It's classic what happened with, and we'll talk about statues, with Black Lives Matter in the summer. They tried to, and successfully, move the dialogue towards talking about statues and heritage and defending your history, instead of what the real topic was racial injustice and inequality across the world. So, but that's but they don't want to start addressing that because they
boring
don't have answers.
Boring.
It's boring because it's dull. No one cares. But because they don't have the answers, but they would rather drum up the people who are going to vote Conservative or largely who are their fans anyway. They would rather make it about liberal, ungrateful younger people who are ruining this great country by graffitiing on Winston Churchill, and not about addressing. Anyway, I don't agree with graffitiing on Winston Churchill, but I think it wasn't about that. It's about they're sort of trying to acknowledge the historic racial inequalities that have been going on for generations, centuries, for as long as we've been around, as long as we've met people of different skin color. Can you imagine what that would have been like, meeting someone of different skin color for the first time, and how it's not, it's not progressed as much as you think it would have.
Yeah. People have been meeting of different skin color for quite a while, and people are still pretty pissed off. Right, yeah, I just think the government. I mean, I didn't know it was even happening really until I read it this morning, and then I just think that
Who cares?
people are getting angry. I feel that really lefty people are getting angry because they're like, well, this is obscene. You can find that it's, it stands for this, that, and the other. And then really hardcore right-wing people are getting angry because they think lefty people are getting upset by the British.
Yeah,
by the flag.
it's classic. Have you
It's
seen
just,
Have you seen the series of South Park about trolling? It's like season like 22 or something.
no, I don't know. Yeah.
It's great, man. If you can actually check it out. Like, obviously, South Park for me, I'm not the hugest fan. I like it. Sometimes I feel like it sometimes really misses the mark. But this season, where it does like a season about trolling, is really great. If you can, and if you've watched it, if you're listening, I'd really recommend it, because it just talks about that exactly it. Trolling and causing sort of chaos online is not about saying something offensive. It's about saying something sort of on the line.
Yeah, that winds people up to talk more.
So then the other people will react even more extreme to that. So this is the perfect example. Doing something which is fairly innocuous, like saying all Parliament buildings must have a Union Jack on it, but at a time when there's other things going on in the world, is just enough stimulus to make left people go, well, this is not what we should be focusing on, and this is just classic sort of, let's just make this Britain for the British sort of thing. Then that gets the right people to come in and be like, absolutely, I want a fucking Union Jack in front of my fucking face every time I wake up, blah blah. And then you just have this chaos, and all the while the government, I get to sort of just let them fight that out, and then not have to deal with it. and that's what I think. This is a case of.
The insane. I don't know whether it's culture war. I know we speak about it a lot, but like, it just seems to be getting worse, and everything is a battleground. Like everything that happens, like anything that happens in government, if anyone gets cancelled, anything just appears to be some kind of culture war battleground. And I'm just like, does Twitter need to exist? Nothing's getting solved, and nothing really means anything. And every day there is a new battleground for this culture war. So like, there's going to be no winner. It's just going to be more people shouting on Twitter. That's it.
It's like 10 years of everyone having the internet available to them at any point. Like for the last 10 years, pretty much everyone has had a smartphone. Pretty much, or at least some sort of phone with internet
device,
like a Facebook or something like that on their phone. And it wedges in those conflicts and those divisions more. That's my experience of it anyway. That's what I think happens with the internet. But you know what? I'm just a fucking sage guy. I'm just a wise bloke. So this is my question to you, Tom, related to this. How much would you have to be paid to get a Union Jack on your chest here? Big checks. So let me start the bidding. 10 grand.
Huh?
10 grand.
No, you're way off, mate.
Okay.
I've already got one. What are you talking about?
What, another one?
Yeah.
10 grand. 10 grand, would you do? Big Union Jack on your...
Yeah, I'll do it for 10 grand.
You do have 10 grand on your chest? Huge.
How big are we talking? Like that?
No! I'm talking across the chest. I'm talking across... Big flag. So all across your pecs. You've got some nice pecs there. Across here.
Oh, I don't know. If it was massive, I don't know. If it was a small one, I'd do it for like...
No, yeah, not a little one. No, big proper one.
Like if you gave me 100 grand, I'd do it, yeah.
Okay, well, that's the fundraiser, guys. So we're going to get a bit more patriotic, because he's got one of those surnames where people go, was it a bit funny? Was it Elvis?
Where's it from?
You're English then?
Where's it from?
You're not English. Yeah. Where's it from? France. What?
I don't...
it doesn't sound right.
France.
Mexican?
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah, Elvis.
Yeah, get a bit of pride in the country.
Yeah. So, we'll see, ladies and gentlemen. I don't really... This one for me, I've delved into the culture war quite a lot, but this one for me, I just don't care. I just think Britain will stop crying about it. Like, you wouldn't even know if it had happened. If they just did it, you wouldn't even know. Like, honestly, no one would notice that there was a Union Jack on Parliament. No one would. No,
That's why the
this,
government want people to notice. It's just PR tactics from them. It's smart and
yeah.
it works often. That's what Michael Che says in his stand-up, where he says everyone was really upset about that gorilla who got shot. What was his name?
Harambe, yeah.
Harambe. And then he said the same thing as you. He was like, I don't care about the gorilla, and you don't care about the gorillas either. If all gorillas disappear in some gorilla rapture and no news reported on it, how long before you'd notice?
Yeah, so long. It's so true. So true.
So yeah, this is the
The,
Harambe.
just the only people who would notice if all gorillas went were people who worked in like gorilla conservation or gorilla tourism, and that's it. And zoos. No one else would notice the gorillas gone.
I'd be up for that though. I'd work in gorilla tourism, be lit. So good, chill out. I've always thought it'd be nice to chill out with a gorilla. I think that'd be really cool. If you could befriend a gorilla, I think that'd be really sick. You seen Rampage? You seen Rampage with The Rock?
No.
Huge gorilla.
I watched Grizzly Man. I rewatched Grizzly Man for the first time in a long time. And that, if you not seen the Grizzly Man documentary?
No, because there's another one of your weird documentaries that you watch and you think everyone's watched. You go
Oscar-winning Werner Herzog documentary.
Have you not watched the documentary Light Bulb? It's really great. It's all about how like men are married to electricity. It's like so sick. No, of course I haven't.
Anyway, if you haven't seen the Grizzly Man documentary, I would advise it because it is incredible. And it is this guy who's kind of an idiot, and everyone in the whole town was like, "Yeah, this man's an idiot." And he went and he told everyone that he was a grizzly man, an expert in bears, right? And he was going to go and live out in the forest with the bears, right? And he does for a while. And he documents the whole thing. He films it, and he's living with these bears. And then the bear that eats him, he actually films a few times, and it's just like he's just like, "Oh, he's a bad little bear. I don't get on with this guy. He's very mean to me," right? Anyway, that bear ends up eating him because he's such a dickhead, and he's like, obviously, you shouldn't hang out with fucking huge grizzly bears.
What do you like this guy? You think he's a good guy?
No, it's just an interesting kind of insight into like the human psyche and what you'll do to prove yourself and prove yourself to be like a sort of woodsman expert.
Yeah. I can imagine you going out and living with like the otters or something like that, maybe.
A couple of greasy little otters, whatever.
Greasy little otters, lovely greasy little otters.
Yeah,
that could be. Or you'd be like, "Yeah, I'm living out with the flamingos. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, yeah, just pretty chilling." Cool. Yeah,
in like Para, and the Maldives, just hanging out with the fish.
Exactly. Cool. Yeah. I'm actually a dolphin expert. It's pretty sexy.
Yeah.
Like, I wear a wetsuit. I'm pretty buff. So
yeah, I just swim with the. Every chance I get, I just swim with dolphins on every holiday.
It's just like nice being like close to nature, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think about it too much.
Are you not really into nature? What have you?
It's like part of me, I guess. So
yeah,
what are you gonna do?
I adopted a peacock once, and I nursed it back to health.
You probably did as well. Right, let's move on to Agony Uncle, but not in a weird way.
But not in a weird way. Here we go. Agony Uncle, but not in a weird way. Right. Agony Uncle, but not in a weird way. Yeah, so like your responses to Agony Uncle have always they've been interesting, okay? Very, very, very interesting. Okay. So sorry, just bring it up here. Okay, so this is a safe. We'll do a safe Agony Uncle here. This is interesting, and this could actually definitely applies to me. Definitely applies to you, Ali, but it doesn't really apply to me. Okay.
Is there one though that you're holding back on? Is there one that you're holding back on and saying, "Well, we can't do"?
No. This is just a quality. This is good. Okay. My dating profile does no longer match my lockdown bod. I can't use my old photos because I put on so much weight during lockdown 3. What do I do?
So you started this by saying this one relates to you. What?
Yeah.
I have put on weight in this lockdown. I've also got big hench as well, but I've also just got
fat. So,
belly.
yeah.
My housemate, she just looks at me and it's completely earnestly. The most sincere thing I've ever said. Last night, I was just like patting my belly in like a jokey way, and she just looked up at me and went, "You are fat." That was it. It's
Yeah.
just such a cutting.
It's cold. It's cold out here.
Hey, it's gonna hate, but there's just more cushion for the pushing.
Mm.
So okay, this is a tough one. I think you've got two options, right?
Right.
You either go for pure honesty. You take new photos, and I wouldn't say you change all your profile. I'd say you let them know that you've changed slightly. You go have a nice photo shoot. The weather's getting a bit nicer. Go and wear your best stuff. And
I can imagine you doing a photo shoot for your Hinge profiles. Oh my god! I imagine you paying a photographer to come out and get a few snaps of you, and you're like, "Yeah, just get me in sort of like a cornfield, and I'll just
I just send them shots with the green screen that I've got, and I'm just like,
just
just
smelling a
basically
flower in black and
put
white."
me in like maybe like a kids hospital, like looking
Yeah,
like I'm doing like charity work or something.
yeah.
The thing is, I'm not on any dating apps, and I haven't been on them for 4 years or so. Just
Why'd you get kicked off?
because it's legal.
Yeah. Apparently, what I was saying was a crime.
Apparently, there is a limit on email addresses you can use, but
Yeah.
they tracked me. No, I just can't be bothered with the admin. I just really can't be asked with the swiping and the messaging.
Yeah.
I just found it boring, and it just
absolutely nothing to do with the people I was matching. Not being up to my standard. Not being up to my standard.
Wait, do you match people on there? No, I think you have to invest. You get out what you put into it, and I just wasn't putting in the stuff, so I just signed off it. And I'm quite good. I like meeting people in real life. I have no problem with asking people out in real life if I want to hang out with them. So bit of a legend.
I literally barely ever cry if they say no. Like barely ever. Just like
oh yeah, I can ask them out, but then I'm absolutely terrible with the rejection. But I've been trained for years of getting rejected on nights out and going up to girls at clubs and stuff like that, and being rejected. So I feel like I'm sort of used to it. I don't mind.
Okay. You're in full swing.
Genuinely, so what advice I would give to anyone who is worried about rejection, you gotta go out and do it. Just go out and get rejected, and you'll realize it's not so bad. It's like not riding a bike because you're scared you're gonna scrape your knee or whatever. Like you just go and do it, and it will happen, and you'll get over it. So with this one,
so what do you do? What do you do to this nice lady?
That's the first one.
She's not looking the same. Because you've got to understand, it's been a year now. It's been a year of lockdown, so. That's not like the first lockdown was like, a couple of months, probably not that out of shape. In a year, you can get really out of shape.
Yeah, there was a big thing with the first lockdown as well of like everyone was getting into like fitness. Like everyone was like, oh, it's sunny and I'm going to like do these like Joe Wicks workouts. And I'm like, I'm actually got time to do it. I'm not eating shit at the office.
Yeah.
But this lockdown, none of that. No one wants to exercise. It's cold. It's great. You want to eat Ben and Jerry's and chill out on the sofa watching Netflix, right? I get it. So that's first up. Option one, you got to take some new pics. You've got to take some new pictures.
What you going fat guy pics?
Yeah, but they can be nice. They can, but even buy yourself some new clothes maybe, and you got to take some nice pics of your home. Have a laugh with it. Just to show people. But I wouldn't get rid of all your pics. Just to show one or two of newer ones maybe that shows like this is what I look like now. This is what I did used to look like. So that can be achieved again. That can be achieved again. But this is what I look like now.
Oh, you think maybe do before and after? That'd be amazing if you had like this is my goal. This is what I one day could look like. I've done it before.
Yeah, exactly. This is like if you invest in this, then you.
Yeah.
So what I do is I'd keep the leading. I don't know how Hinge works differently, isn't it? It's not like Tinder, so you have to scroll through, isn't it? So maybe I keep the leading picture. I wouldn't change that. But then your second one, maybe I'd come in with the facts.
Yeah,
I'd come in with the reality.
So
really, if they like the first one, they look at the second one and they're like, "This is what."
Capture. This is where I'm at right now.
So just sprinkle them in. Just sprinkle them in. So first one, keep it. Second one, change for a new one. Make your second one your third one now. I don't know how, whatever works. And then fourth one, again, just a more recent picture. But that's it. Just put two in there. Just put two in there so they know they're like, this is, so you're not lying, right? That's option one. Put a couple of new pictures in. Option number two, don't change anything. Give yourself that goal of getting back to the way you used to look. Just start it now. Just as of today. Just give yourself 4 to 8 weeks. Just try it. The weather's nice, so it's going to be longer evenings. You're going to feel, I'm giving up sweets on Monday. That's my thing for 6 months. I'm giving up sweets and snacks for 6 months on Monday, right? So
Wow.
It can be,
Okay.
it can be done. But I do it regularly, to be fair. But I didn't do it last year because it was all fucked up. Okay. Well, but no, since I was like maybe 17, 18, maybe.
So you were just going clean eating and workouts.
Because I'm not good at moderation, so I just do full extremes. So the first couple of weeks are tough, but then after that, you do sort of get used to it. You look at biscuits and that, and you're like, not so much. So that's the other thing you can do is you can just fucking that's your incentive, 4 to 8 weeks. Because the thing is, people are coming. And that's not double entendre, but people are coming. You are going to see people like this lockdown life is going to end, So you got 1 or 2 months to
get yourself in shape.
Just start feeling yourself again, give yourself some incentive. So they're the 2 options I'd say. Pick one of those 2 options, sprinkle a couple of new pics in and be happy with yourself. But if you're not happy with the way you look, then give yourself some incentive to change it up.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. Okay, so that's good. Good advice there from Ali. You really, I would, to be honest, for once, I actually agree with you. I think that's it. Give yourself a bit of incentive. Be honest with your pictures. Be honest. That's every time we're speaking about dating now, it's always be honest. And if you have put on some weight and you do look different, just be like, yeah, but this is what I could look like. There we go. Agony uncle.
Yeah, but you are right in what you said about a dating app. They should have some videos. They should have some videos because you can't hide.
Always put a video, guys. Or this is my $1 billion idea. I've made a dating app, but I have to do a 1 minute FaceTime. It's only lasts a minute. You get a 1 minute like speed dating conversation before you go on a date.
Interesting. I like that one.
Or before you swap numbers. If you want to swap a number on there, you have to do the 1 minute FaceTime video.
Yeah. That would be sick, bro.
Save yourself so much time and hassle. Everyone would. Because within 1 minute, it's all you need. 1 minute is all you need to know if you like someone.
I'd do a song. I'd sing them a song for a minute.
Tell me why ain't nothing but a heartache. Tell me why.
Yeah, I'd do that and see if they are.
I can imagine what you'd sort of have candles everywhere, right behind, and then you'd just
white linen shirt.
White linen shirt, and you wouldn't even do that. You'd just do like a Kings of Leon song. You'd be like, I've been roaming around. Know
that I can use somebody.
Someone like you.
Someone like you. Where'd she go?
Yeah.
Oh, that was in a minute, was it? Yeah, that's what I do. Right, so there's your advice. Take it or leave it. You're more than welcome. Let's go into our final section. Fail mail. That's the official jingle. So
yeah,
sorry for the lateness in getting this out, guys. Just completely lost track of time. Just completely
it's been absolutely mental week. Absolutely
crazy.
Yeah.
But thank you for the first responders. That's cool. So the fail this one was what's the funniest / most embarrassing thing that's happened to you with regards to sports and exercise. So thank you very much for sending these in. We'll go through a few. What do you make of these, Tom?
Well, as someone who has had his fair share of sporting incidents, actually playing with comedians, football has had his foot broken and pulled hamstrings, etc. I can relate to this. This is in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I can't really imagine you being that good at any sports. There you go. Just leave that one there.
I'm actually a very keen shuttle waffle player. So
I bet. Yeah. So where do we start?
Croquet a sport? Because if so, I'm your man. Yeah.
Let's start with the long ones. So, thank you for sending these in. I bought a zip up front sports bra, which decided to completely unzip whilst I was on the treadmill. Desperately tried to hit the stop button, but as I panicked, my coordination went to shit and I couldn't for the life of me hit the button. So I was running full speed for a good 10 to 15 seconds with both of the girls completely out. Never went back to that gym,
What?
but you have to cancel membership in person, so I still pay it because I'm too mortified to return.
Okay, as someone who paid here's a very classic me story. Paid 2 memberships to the same gym for 6 years. So there you go.
Why? For 6
Because
years?
not full,
So it
not
looked
full. So I was paying one full membership, and then there was one membership that I made when I was a student at the same gym chain. But I didn't cancel it as a student. What I did was I put it on freeze, which meant you paid £4 a month for it. But I just completely forgot about it because it was £4 a month. But over 6 years, that's just a lot of money that has
adds
built
up.
up over time.
Adds up. Yeah, fair. But then you can then say that on your when you were using the dating apps on your profiles, like actually pay 2 gym memberships because that's how much I go gym. You know what I mean? Like that's how much I lift. So yeah.
Love to get ripped, so it makes sense.
I don't know what this chain is, but here you go. I went to F45 gym. Heard of that one?
Yeah, I know it. Yeah.
For the first time for a trial session, and I instantly felt a bit shy as everyone was super fit and I wasn't. Then I had to throw the medicine ball on the floor and do a burpee. So tough. But I picked up the wrong ball. And instead of stopping dead on the floor, it bounced back and hit me in the face.
Amazing.
You can imagine her throwing it full belt.
Yeah, just whanging it into the ground.
This is quite light, actually. I must be super strong. Yeah, boing,
Wow.
back onto the face.
Oh, that is
I fell to
amazing.
the floor in front of everyone and then just died of embarrassment. Tried to act like I wasn't hurt, but it really hurt. I hired a personal trainer, went to the park, and I did push-ups, not realizing I was holding a dog poo. So I guess you've got your hand.
Oh, no.
This is the worst bit as well. I was so stressed out by the session that I didn't even care that I'd been holding a log. Gross. So this is a bit of a classic which we get time to time. All I do is win instead of what I do is fail. Didn't train at all for sports day. Apparently people do. I did 1 lap and was exhausted, so I just stopped instead of doing all 3. And the woman thought I'd come first because I'd stopped and gave me the winner's medal. Very awkward because I didn't realise what was happening. So I assume he just accepts
Incredible.
it. I was like, yeah, mate, yeah. Bit of a tough one that today, but you know, you just got to get through. Classic one, when I was little, we had to play soccer in school. I would just run with everyone else to look like I was also playing. In school, I tried to throw the javelin, but twisted and threw it, smacked the back of my head. So embarrassing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
First time in the gym, dropped my iPod on the treadmill. It got sucked in. They had to take it apart.
Brutal.
There's a few sort of pole dance exercise, so I'll try and do these if I can find them. Or do these in a batch. Falling out of pole dance moves and hitting your lady bits on the pole. Effing kills, but funny as fuck. That's what they said. Attempted pole dance as a sport and ended up without one front tooth for a week.
Pole dance sounds hectic.
Tried pole dance / fitness for over 3 months and was terrible. It's just a quick one there. But yeah, someone just wrote taekwondo. And that's it. So who knows what that meant.
Hey.
Yeah. Peed myself a little while doing deadlifts.
Yeah.
Oh, mate. Look at this one again. All I do is I think you sent this in. I was banging this girl and dislocated my knee. That's what they've said. That's the full sentence there. No punctuation.
I was banging a girl and I just dislocated my knee.
No punctuation.
I was doing the ultimate workout.
Yeah, exactly. I was going so hard, like fucking body couldn't even take it anymore. Legend.
Mate, 100%. That's my favorite workout. So
we did sit-ups in a group, no music, and I farted. I tried to balance on a football as a kid and broke my elbow. That's mad. Exercise bike slowly rolling into the center of the gym without me noticing.
Excellent.
But yeah, I mean, these are great. Played volleyball on the beach and my strapless bikini top went down when I jumped. Tough. Yeah. This is from a friend of the show, Leanne, who I feel like has had an absolute cracking life from the stuff she sent in. well, I mean, cracking in whatever way you want to say it.
Yeah.
At school, getting drunk on sports day.
Excellent.
And trying to do the long jump whilst acting sober.
I've got this. I've got this.
Yeah, get out of the way. I've got to jump.
Ooh.
I'm going to jump so far. Just let it get out of the way. This is a nice way to start a sentence. Leapfrog, age 10. My skirt got caught on the pole and I ended up dangling upside down. Ugh,
Classic.
not good.
It's a
Tough.
classic move.
Couldn't get down from a bouldering wall. Was afraid of heights, which I forgot about when going up.
You'd be surprised at how often that shit happens.
But yeah, look, I think that's pretty much it. I did like this one. So we'll end on this one. First day on a long skateboard. This could be you. First day on a long skateboard, little hill. I flew and ended up with a penis-shaped scar on my elbow.
Okay. I
Quite
mean,
nice.
pretty classic, but yeah.
But I like the idea of having a penis-shaped scar. I think that's excellent. So thank you so much, everyone, for sending in your sports fitness exercise fail. And quite a nice segue in from the sort of fitness agony uncle, but not in a weird way we had. So brilliant, fail mail. Thank you so much for sending them in, and we look forward to it.
Thank you for your agony uncle writings as well. That's really appreciated. We'll be back next week with more fail mail and agony uncle, but not in a weird way. So if that's now our jingle. Oh, the professionalism of this podcast. Guys, seriously, thank you so much for listening. We really appreciate it. If you do want bonus content every Tuesday, we do a bonus episode for you on our Patreon. So check that out if you want more of us every week. When you can follow me at all good social media platforms. That's TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Ali
Woods Gigs, you know where to find me, and keep an eye out on the social medias for what we got going on. Hope you've been enjoying the sketches this week, loving the support and the messages you've been sending in. So thank you very much. But otherwise, restrictions are starting to ease up again. Hopefully, we're starting to move out of this. Look after yourselves, and we'll get through it. And we'll see you next week. And the Patreon listeners will see you on Tuesday. Thank you so much for supporting us.
Yeah, fingers crossed, no third wave Tokyo Drift.
Shut up! Shut up! All right. Take care, guys.
Thank you very much. Bye.
Bye-bye.